Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And I want to talk about the movie Obsessed, okay? Now, Obsessed came out in 2009 and it was supposed to be a psychological thriller. I didn't think it was a thriller. I thought it was more so of a drama, but we can move past that, okay? It started Idris Elba, Beyonce Knowles, and Ali Lauder, okay? It was directed by Stephen Hill, written by David Laundrie. I think I said that right, David Laundrie. I think it's David Laundrie. He wrote it and he said he was inspired by Fatal Attraction. So he wanted to do something kind of like that. And then it was produced by Will Packer. Okay. So when Will got the script, he called Beyonce up because originally Zoe Saldana, sis that played the green person, wasn't she green in that movie with Root? That was his name, right? Root. I am Groot. Her. Guardian of the Galaxy. Yes, Zoe Saldana. Her. Colombiana. Her. Originally, she was supposed to play Sharon. All right. And when Will told Beyonce about it or whatever, Beyonce said, well, I want to do it. So when Beyonce agreed to do it, it was basically like a done deal. I believe she didn't even have to audition. If I remember correctly, after doing my research, Beyonce didn't even have to audition. The part was just basically given to her once she said she wanted to be a part of it because, not for nothing, Beyonce was the bigger name and she was already doing films at that time. So 2009, Beyonce has already done Carmen, which is still one of my absolute favorite movies. Carmen, a hip-hop opera. She did Goldfinger. Austin Powers person, Goldfinger, I think it was called, a gold member, gold something. She did that one. And she did Pink Panther, I want to say. And Dreamgirls. So all of those, she played basically like a singer actress. And she didn't want to do that. She wanted to break away from that. And again, she was building up her acting career because, Beyonce really ain't known for her acting. She can put on an amazing production, but the acting, we gonna get to that too. But yeah, once Beyonce said she wanted to do it, baby, it was basically like a done deal. They was like, okay, well, Betty bet. So baby, it was Zoe out, Beyonce in. So let's talk about this movie. Oh, also, it took $20 million to make. And they made 73 back. And I believe that's like so. Like the movie did so in the movie world, I want to say. Like they don't consider that like a box office hit. And it also has some controversy. Again, we gonna get into it, okay? And a little bit of backstory, okay? Because the first time I saw this movie, I was in my 20s. I was with my first husband. And now, I believe it's 14 years later. Yeah. 14? Yeah. 14 years. 14 years later, in my 30s, been married twice, honey. Like, I have a completely different perspective of this movie. What made me rewatch it is because I was making a comparison. Me and Big it was part of another conversation. Me and Big, my man, we was having a conversation about something, or we was watching something. I don't necessarily remember how that transpired. I remembered I was trying to make a comparison, and he told me he never seen the movie Obsessed. And I was like, what? I was like, you know what? How can we watch it? Let's watch it. And so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think about the first 10 minutes, I already knew I had a different perspective. So I was like, you know what? I want to hear your thoughts once this movie is over. I'm gonna save all my commentary for the end, because how I used to feel back then, I feel completely differently now. And I'm gonna get right into it. Derek was not no victim. Derek was not a victim in this movie. It was only two victims in this movie, and that was Sharon, Beyonce, and they child, Kyle. Those were the only two victims in this movie. I'm about to bridge it. Let's talk about I'm about to bridge it. So it starts off with Derek and Sharon and Kyle moving into their house. All right, it is moving day. That is an amazing feeling, buying a house. I cannot wait to feel that feeling again. I know it's coming soon. And they moving a family in. It's beautiful, like holding up that sold sign and burning it or keeping it or doing whatever it is you want to do with it, and just, you know, walking around your humble abode just like, yeah, baby, we did that. This is ours. Like, nobody can kick us out. Nobody can kick us out but us. You know what I'm saying? But us, and you know, maybe them if we don't pay it, but we gonna pay it. You know what I'm saying? Derek just got a big ass promotion. They've been married for 3 years. It's time to just like basically reap the fruits of their labor. You know what I'm saying? Now, the director said that they wanted them to have like a big ass house, not only to show like their opulent lifestyle, because let's face it, Beyonce had a Cadillac hybrid Escalade and Derek had an E-Class and Mercedes, and they had this big house that looked like it's at least 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bath with a pool. We ain't get no house tour. But it was abundance, okay? And they also wanted that in a nice suburban style neighborhood, because this is supposed to be a thriller. And it was supposed to create an eerie feeling. Now, I ain't get no eerie feeling. I ain't get no eerie. But it was supposed to create an eerie feeling as well, all right? Because as you see, when they're going through the house and they're looking at everything, Derek noticed it's like a little something going on in the attic, and he stops his wife from like basically falling through, like, yeah, baby, we need to get that fixed. You know, I feel as though that was unspoken talking right then. Then they made love, you know what I mean? You know, they started christening the house, okay? And then Derek had to go to work. Now, this is where he meet Allie. Derek minding his own business in the elevator reading the paper. He reading. You know, minding his own bit. Don't even see sis. Lisa. Her name Lisa in the movie. Don't even see sis. She go engage Bendix. You know, gotta open up some type of conversation. Now see, you know, I kind of want to stop it right there, because again, I'm not in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, and I know a lot of women, especially women who is maybe single and see an attractive man. The first thing we checking for is rhyme. That's the first thing we checking for. So now don't get me wrong, the newspaper was in the ring hand and he over here with it. But I feel as though when he turned and faced you, you should have seen that. Okay, but you know, it could have been a little innocent conversation in the elevator. Okay, it was innocent. You dropped your stuff on the floor when he still didn't pay you no mind. He still was not paying you no mind. You dropped your stuff on the floor. Now, I do expect any man, any gentleman to help any woman pick up anything they drop, especially me. I'm not no insecure woman. I know we be seeing the skits on the YouTube when a man pick up a nice woman's stuff and the wife get mad and start dropping things over and over. I don't do that. I don't do that. As a matter of fact, real story, this week we was walking back to my apartment and we was just talking, and then I seen big double bed, and I'm like, what you looking at? And he was like, oh, it's this lady. And he was like, I'm about to go take a trash out, while he's already like going towards this elderly woman. Like, she had to be about 80, and it looked like she was taking her trash out. And I thought that was so sweet that he peeped that and he stopped what we were doing to help this young lady out, to take her trash. I thought that was very beautiful. She was even like, thank you so much, young man. And I'm thinking, girl, I'm about to thank him myself too, because I thought that was just so beautiful. So I expect any man to go ahead and be a gentleman. If a woman drops something to help pick up, that costs you nothing. That doesn't mean you cheating. You ain't flirting in any way. You just helping sis get her stuff. Because what you gonna do, step over? I feel as though that's assholey. You just gonna step up? Why? For what? It's an innocent act. I would have did it. And I'm a woman. I would have did it. I would have helped sis. Anyways. So then, I ain't even gonna lie. Even when they get off the elevator and Lisa is walking behind Derek and he turn around and be like, are you following me? She was like, nah, I'm just looking for Derek Charles. Which is a coinky dink because that's Derek, but she don't know that's Derek. So Derek was like, I heard he's an asshole. Like, but you ain't hear that from me. And she was like, my lips are sealed. See, nah, it's getting started. Now we in the banter, okay? That can turn into flirtation, okay? We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, all right? Rest of the day go on. Lisa finds out that is Derek, and she meets Patrick. Patrick ain't innocent either. She meets Patrick, which is Derek's assistant. Okay, and Derek was like, girl, he married in straights, and she was like, the good ones are always married, or whatever. At the end, she had to let Derek know, hey, I know you, Derek, you punked me, I might be seeing you soon. But see, Derek don't hear that because you know what he's doing? He's running home to his wife. They just got a house. It's time to celebrate and blow that back out again and again. Because we only did one room. I told y'all that looked like a 5-bedroom house with an office. And you know it was an office because you seen Beyonce later studying in it. Baby, we in the garage, the backyard, it look like they got to pull up over there. We got work to do, okay? We got work to do. So the next day, Derek goes to work. And who is at his desk? It is Lisa. Now, Lisa said she told Derek directly, I made sure I got this desk because I wanted to work for you. You cannot tell me that Derek's ego was not stroked. He like that. They go into the office. They make small talk. Now, see, and that's enough. Lisa, you were showing your hand a lot, too, because if I'm getting a tea about the company I'm working at or who my boss is and all that, you think I'm about to tell my boss all the tea I know and who told me? You think, Lisa. But you know what? Through this movie, I found out you is not only crazy and cuckoo, you stupid, too. You stupid, because... wait, I ain't doing that. But anyways, you get in there. Now he telling you, well, you telling him, you already know that he sends his wife flowers every week. I know the feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. Sometimes I get 2-3 bouquets a week. Not bragging. Just saying what my man do. He just get them every time he think about me. It don't need to be a special occasion. Every time. If he at the store and he think about me at the store, I told you that man still to this day, we've been dating since December. It is May. That man has not came to my house empty-handed. Not once. Not once. Anyways, so she already know, you know that you romantical. You still send your flowers every week. How nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell she like, and that's what I think now. I don't like it. I don't like when women do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they love how the man loving on you and they get jealous and they want to cover that. Baby, you don't know what we've been through. You don't know what we've been through, baby. You don't know what type of woman I am. Me and you ain't even the same caliber of woman, but yet you feel as though you deserve what I'm getting. Now you're going to try to steal it, but you know we going to get there. We going to get there. My skin looks so amazing. Oh my goodness, y'all. No makeup, no nothing. Just look at that. Cool. Anyways. They run calls. She's sufficient. He's impressed. She's eavesdropping on the calls. Okay, almost got caught. Because he hear it. He hear that. Click. Almost got caught. But she was a little slick there. She sleep. Okay. Okay. what happens? Oh, then he sees sis crying in the break room. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Now, you know what? I'm going to get to this because I'm going to tie Jerry in a second. He sees sis crying in the break room while he getting his lunch. And honestly, Derek, that wasn't none of your motherfucking business. That was none of your business. You didn't need to be Superman to her. She didn't need to be your shoulder to cry on. Why do you men like to be super saver hoe? The only woman you should not want to see crying is your wife. That's it. Anybody else crying because they're going through health issues or marital issues or kid issues, you can pray for them. But why you got to be that shoulder? You don't understand the intimacy that creates. No matter how innocent you try to make it, that creates intimacy because you're creating a bonding moment. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Because talking about that mean is accepting accountability that you fucked up right then. Because you could have told her, well, like you said, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead. You could have ate in your office. If that made you so uncomfortable watching her cry, you could have told her, you know what, I think it's best that you take the rest of the day off. And still went and ate in your goddamn office. If you was really that concerned, you could have told her to go to the bathroom. You could have told her to take an extended lunch. You could have did many things, Derek. So for me, that's when it started. When you wanted to do these. Okay. So Derek go home, and this is very important. I want to point this out. Sharon wants to go back to school. And as you can tell, Derek do not want her doing nothing but being a mother and a wife. A mother and a wife. I'm not going to say when he's speaking to her is very condescending, but she even say, baby, don't start. We had a plan. I'm going to play the back seat. Build you up. You gonna get your promotion. I'ma have a baby. We gonna get a house. Then it's all about me. Then it's all about me. We checked all your boxes. I played number 2 so I can pour all into you. Don't worry about my credit. We gonna build your credit good so we can get this house because it's your income. Sharon ain't working. Why would we care about her credit? She ain't working. As long as her name is on the deed, what does it matter? He making the money. He's a financial breadwinner. Why wouldn't she be like, let's focus on getting your name straight? Why wouldn't she do that? That's a wife. That's a partner. That was the plan. The plan was for me to put a pin in me. And we're going to make sure you get where you want to go in your career. That's time. We ain't even going to say what that is because all the wives know what that is. Especially the ones that are mothers at home raising children. Or wives trying to run a business. Or just a wife, period. You know how much work a woman puts into her spouse. Not saying that a man don't do it, but it is nowhere near enough. Check the facts. But okay. So they have a little conversation, a little discourse, but nothing too heavy. He say he's on board. Okay. So before they go night-night, she's like, babe, why you ain't call me babe? And he was like, why you didn't leave a message? And she was like, I did leave a message. And he was like, oh, I had a temp. And she said, you know, somebody named Shannon called, but didn't leave a message. And she was like, I thought we had a deal, no female assistance. I want her fired immediately. He was like, immediately gone. I want to talk about that. Now, y'all know I seen this with my first husband. I don't know if I told y'all, but he cheated on me with his assistant. Ooh. So I can understand why Beyonce say no female assistants. I mean, think about it. You working elbow to elbow with this beautiful woman. And she even asked him, is she pretty? He said, pretty plain. Pretty plain. I get why you did that. But don't lie to your wife. Don't lie to your wife. Come on. Come on. And what did Beyonce do like any wife do? She popped up the next day. You cannot tell me that was spontaneous. No, she did that on purpose. Okay? She did that on purpose. She popped up because she wanted to go up there and peep game for herself, which is the same thing I would have done. I would have did the exact same thing. Even then. I feel that way now. Back then, I didn't feel that way. This way, what's going on here? Those team member outings that I wasn't going to, I'm going to go to one there. Especially if you had one that week. Now I'm going. Y'all going bowling? Let me go. Let me put my shoes on. Y'all going where? Y'all going to lunch where? At the Sawgrass? Let me put my shoes on. We going to Papados? Let me go. Christmas party? Let me go. Oh, it was no spouses there, but that's not. I haven't been to no company where they say no spouses. So I'm there. I'm there. What? I'm peeping game. I want to know. And you see Patrick talk like a little bitch. I'm asking Patrick. Patrick, what's up? What's tea, Patrick? What's tea? But see, Lisa did it herself. She brought Derek his coffee. Okay. Complimented the baby. Complimented them as a couple. Beyonce peeped all that. And Derek seeing all that go down, he didn't say nothing. As you can see, he was really kind of nervous to even introduce the wife to Lisa because he know he underplayed that beauty. He was like, he didn't even look up. This is Lisa. The temp. This is Lisa? You said she was playing. That girl might be a lot of things, baby, but she ain't playing. You know what? No lie, I feel as though Zoe Saldana would have bodied that role. I was thinking while watching Beyonce act, because, again, that ain't her strong suit. I was like, dang, I wonder who would have knocked this role out the park. The first person I thought of was Nia Long. I was like, Nia would have did this, baby. Nia would have did this. But Allie would have probably been a little out of her weight class. But Zoe, they in the same weight class. She would have did a good job with it. She would have did a good job. All Beyonce also ended was, when did you say Patrick was coming back? You better hope so, because, baby, if I come up here tomorrow to drop off your lunch or your wallet because you forgot it at home and she's still here, it's going to be a problem when you get home. Because I gave you one in a possible. It's going to be a problem now. All right? So then, Derek get ready for the Christmas party. Oh, I forgot to bring Jerry into it, y'all. Put a pin there. Jerry was the one who told Derek after he tried to be super save-a-hole in the break room, hey, old girl is feeling you. Now, see, Jerry ain't shit, all right? Because he been trying to get Derek to do something strange. A little dip toe in different things since we seen Jerry on the screen. It was when they was moving in day one, he wanted him to blow his wife off to go to a Lakers game. Go get drunk. Do single shit. Derek decided not to. Then Jerry told Derek, bro, this girl feeling you. You better watch it. You better watch it. All right, yeah. Maybe you a friend, but at the same time, you jelly too. You jelly too, Jerry. Wondering why Allie ain't coming on to your married ass. Anyways. So, Patrick, let's not forget, Patrick already downloaded Lisa on everything that's be going on. Everything that went on 10 years ago up until now. Okay? So, when Derek is eating something, because his wife was like, baby, please eat something before you drink something. And he was like, I'm about to go to Jake's, eat a burger. Who shows up at Jake's? Lisa. How does Lisa know to show up at Jake's? Patrick, because Patrick already told her everything. Now, see, in my 20s, I thought that was coincidence. In my 30s, I know fucking better. And Derek, you should have too. Then, y'all had a meal together, so it turned into a date now. It turned into a date now. Y'all having a meal. Y'all having drinks. Y'all hee-hee-ha-ha. Y'all follow each other to the Christmas party. Y'all dancing at the Christmas party. Taking shots at the Christmas party. Then I see sis moving to the mistletoe. That one coinky dink either, Derek. Those are two coinky dinks in one night. And you and Pete, you enjoyed that bullshit. You enjoyed it. You did. Then, this is how I know you enjoyed it, Derek Charles. You go to the bathroom because you refuse to kiss sis under the mistletoe. Sis follow you into the bathroom. Rub all on your body, I mean, grinding me. I mean, throwing it back. Derek, you is about what? 6'5". At least 250 pounds. Allie Lauder is probably about 5'7", 5'8". Maybe $120. And you mean to tell me all you can do was stop? What are you doing? You have to stop this, Lisa. Oh my God! Shh, 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 shh. That's what you do. That's what you do. You gonna let this Caucasian cost you everything? Cause you now you can't. What, Derek? What? So then you leave. You ask her what she doing. Derek, oh my God. You leave. You go home to your wife. Heart beating fast. I know it is. I know it is. You go home to your wife. Your wife specifically asked you, did anything interesting happen? You should have told her. You should. Matter of fact, you should have woke Beyonce up when you came home. You should have turned on that bedroom lamp. Click. That would have woke her up. Babe, shake her ass. Baby. Wake up. I gotta tell you something. That's how you should have woke her up. No, immediately. Don't tell me the next day over my morning coffee. You need to wake me. Turn on that bedside lamp. Babe, I gotta tell you what happened. And then we could have talked about it. Beyonce, I told you that, B. I'm going there. Ooh, y'all would have laughed about it, talked about it, cursed about it, came up with a plan about it. This is what we gonna do. And y'all could have went to sleep. Could have been over and done with the sleep. But that's too much like right. You lied to your wife. Okay. And said nothing interesting happened. But who you go tell? You go tell Jerry ass. And Jerry is impressed, jealous, all at the same damn time. And you know what's another thing? Y'all need to watch who got y'all ear. I keep telling y'all this. Everybody can't have y'all ear because everybody ain't got what y'all got. People will have you fuck up your shit but still living in theirs. They would have you fuck up your shit but still live in theirs. And Jerry is a white man. The rules are different from a white man to your black ass. What? And I'm glad kind of you didn't listen to him and you went to HR because you was going to report Lisa ass. Okay? Because not only did she do that Christmas party shit, she showed up in your core, half butt, booty ass, naked, with a nice lingerie set. I ain't even going to lie. It looked pretty cute. It was very cute. I believe it was pink. It was giving me kind of like Playboy Maid or whatever. All she was missing was like a nice little feather duster. But that was a cute little outfit, I gotta admit. You know what I'm saying? But it took 2 instances and you still haven't told your wife, Derek. You came home once. See, and that's cowardice. I don't like that. I don't like men who make excuses for not following through on their action. You came to her once. And it's not like she shut you down. It's not like she had an attitude. It was none of that. It was about her telling you a story about what was going on with her sister. Because her sister just found out she was dealing with infidelity and her husband was leaving her with 3 kids. That shouldn't deter. That was their problems. They had a whole completely different marriage. They got 3 kids. He was having a whole affair for a year. You ain't sleep with a Derek. Yeah, you did some inappropriate things, but you didn't sleep with her, Derek. You could have told your wife this. You could have told your wife this. You chose not to. See, that would have hurted me the most, is that you had multiple opportunities to say something and you ain't say shit. You ain't say a motherfucking thing. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. So then we celebrate New Year's. Sis quit, but she sends you an email. You tell her to leave you alone. She responds with a wink. You still don't tell your wife. Now it's time for you to go to a company retreat. Your wife helps you pack for this retreat. You said you was going to call her as soon as you made it. You chilling with the guys. You remember to call Sharon. But you get a drink, a dirty martini, the same drink you and Lisa was drinking on. You think you see it at the bar, but you know you could be tripping. You know, Derek, another coincidence? Really? Stop. You too smart. You too smart to be doing stupid shit. It said you had an MBA. When you pause it, it says Derek Charles, MBA from USC, I want to say. UCLA. You just got a promotion. You just closed a deal for $155 million. Stop it. Stop. One thing I hate is when people play on my intelligence. When people tell me how smart I am and then try to talk to me like I'm average. Like I'm fucking dumb. What? Wait. Derek, really? So you talking to your wife, you see her. And then again, you don't tell your wife. You on the phone with her. Babe, this fucking bitch showed up to the retreat. Nothing. She had an opportunity to drug you. Jerry, your friend, not even walk you really to your hotel room, make sure you was straight. I don't know one friend who sees somebody literally stumbling drunk that wouldn't help their friend to their room and make sure they was straight. Give them a cold towel, a bucket of water, and an aspirin right there on the nightstand and be like, bro, I'm going to come get you in the morning for the meeting. Who ain't having a partner's back? I'm not saying it was Jared's responsibility, but a friend is a friend through and through. Through and motherfucking through. Derek passed out in his room. Lisa come out the bathroom. Lisa, how you get in here? Lisa come out the bathroom. Now, they don't have sex, but she do molest him. All up on him, rubbing on him, kissing all on him, all that. He can't do nothing. He oversleep for the meeting. Go straight to the meeting. Still haven't told his wife. In the meeting for 3 hours. Okay. Lisa come. Get him out the meeting. Sending the hotel staff in there talking about she the wife. Derek come outside thinking he about to see Sharon. And he see Lisa. He like, Lisa, what you doing? She's like, baby, we about to go to lunch. It's pretty outside. We celebrating the morning after. He said nothing happened. Please, last night was perfect. This girl was delulu. So he was like, let's go in here and tell everybody how delulu you were. So she was like, if I tell people what's going on, it won't be because I'm crazy. It because it's the truth. So when she started telling it from her perspective, again, this girl is crazy. But I mean, she right. He did do that. They did have a little moment in the elevator because you did touch her hand and y'all kind of gazed into each other's eyes. All right. Then the Christmas party when you was, oh, please, you didn't stop. You could have threw that. That woman should have went through that bathroom stall so goddamn, boom. It should have been an instant reflex. Instant. You should have told everybody what was Lisa trying to do. Lisa should have been gone immediately. You led that girl on. And you know what you did because you enjoyed it. You enjoyed having your little fan. And it was all innocent until it wasn't. Looking at girls is all innocent until it's not. Commenting on their page, looking at all BS. 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 But okay. So, you curse her out, tell her y'all never gonna be a thing. Still haven't called your wife, go to lunch with the boys, come back to your room. Lisa has OD'd naked in your hotel room. You still have not called your wife. You called 911 after you tried to revive her. You followed her to the hospital, which means you rode in the ambulance. You know how I know you rode in the ambulance? Because you had to drive your wife home in her truck. So you rode in the ambulance with sis. You should never roll with her. That ain't your woman. That ain't your problem. You ain't do nothing wrong. The police would have had to come and get me for questioning. I'm not volunteering. I ain't do nothing. I came. If she was there, I don't even know. You know how many cameras is in a hotel, y'all? Stop it. Stop it. I would have called 911. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. And I would have called my wife immediately or my husband immediately. Now, it's up into the wee hours of the morning. Now, you mean, Derek, you ain't got your cell phone on you? Even if you ain't got your cell phone on you, you at the hospital, they got phones. You can just go to front desk and be like, hi, I'm sorry. Can I borrow if I need to make a phone call? I left my cell phone at the hotel. They gonna let you do it. Dial 9 to call out. You press 9 first to call out. You couldn't call your wife? I know you know her number by heart. You was up there at the hospital for at least 3 hours. And you ain't had no time to call your wife, because who you talking to at that moment? You ain't talking to the doctors because they were still working on her. The detective haven't made it at that point. Jerry ain't there. Okay, and that's another thing. Why your friend ain't go with you? Why your friend didn't follow you to the hospital? But thank God for Sharon, because she knew something was off, because my man ain't picking up his phone. That's not like him. My man always pick up my call. He always pick up my call, and I never have to wait to the end of night or the wee hours of the morning to hear from him. Something is definitely wrong. He is not picking up his cell phone. He is not picking up the home phone. The hotel phone. I'm about to come over there. Unless you tell me what's up. I'm about to come round there. Unless you tell me what's up. Jerry had to tell your own wife what was up, Derek. And that's another thing. Why are you embarrassing me? Why are you embarrassing me? If you got to tell me something about you, you tell me. I don't want to hear from your brother, your sister, your mama, your auntie, your best friend, your cousin, your messy ass co-workers. Or the other bitch, if you got something to tell me, you tell me. You tell me. If you man enough to do it, be man enough to say it. Be man enough to stand up all up in that shit, because you stood up all up in that other shit. So be man enough to do it. Be man enough to do it. Jerry told Sharon he was down at the hospital. She don't even know what to think, because clearly Jerry didn't tell her about the girl. Thank you, Jerry. But I wish you would tell me, Jerry. But ain't no telling how crazy you are. I would have got Jerry. Riding on to that hospital with my thoughts, Jerry. She's thinking something bad happened to her husband. Maybe he's in surgery. What if I don't get to say bye? What about our child? What about this? Like, I can only imagine the thoughts that is going through Beyonce's head while she's driving. Ain't no telling how long they went to a retreat, so I'm pretty sure it was at least a 90-minute drive to go out to wherever her husband was and see what was going on. Let's just say 45 minutes to an hour. Minimum. What? And then to see you're okay. You can't even tell me what's going on, because now the detective here and she want to know, and I don't know nothing either. And now I got to hear from you firsthand what's going on in front of this detective, all because this girl tried to unalive herself over you. And you saying she did all that and you ain't sleep with her. She did all of that and you ain't sleep with her. You didn't leave her on in any way. She just made it up in her head. Mind you, she was only there 2 weeks. She only knew Derek 2 weeks, y'all. She only worked closely with this man twice. It would look like a lot of me too. It would look like a lot of me too, because you told so many lies. A lie of omission is still a lie. You told so many lies. You had so much time go by. Yeah, you knew her 2 weeks. She was only in your life 2 weeks. You worked 2 days. But months has passed now. Months has passed now, because now it's after New Year's and she started working in December. Now it's after New Year's. So it's like, and you ain't say nothing, boo, biggity squat. You wake up with me every morning. You lay down next to me every night. We talk on the phone every day, and you have not once told me any of this. What? So then Lisa finally survives surgery and gives the doctor Derek's number as an emergency contact. She know your number by heart? She know your number by heart too? So Beyonce leave. It's a quiet car ride home, as it should be. The neighbor was watching a kid. Thank you, Susan. I'm going to see you in the morning. She asked Sharon what was wrong. Sharon rolled right past her. Now, the research I read, Beyonce had to do this scene multiple times because the emotion wasn't going through. And they was like, come on, girl. Like, you just found this out. This is your passion. This is how you feeling. Beyonce, you did a whole Lemonade album when when Jay-Z cheated. I'm pretty sure you did more than throw a plate. I'm pretty sure you did more than throw a plate and cuss his head. I'm pretty sure you did so much more. That's what we was looking for. Don't get me wrong. That was pre-Lemonade. Pre-Lemonade. I love it how women can put out art regarding their pain, and it's just profitable for them because they telling their story. I love that, because yes, baby, that is what happened. We overcame it, but that is what happened. Like someone, I want to start with your mama. She should have whooped your ass. Yes. You know you ain't shit, but she don't care because you lit. Those are all, what? Those are her stories. Like, this is Beyonce. We doing more than throwing a plate, sis. We just moved into this house. He almost risked everything we built over this bleach, blonde, bad built ass bitch. Everything we working for. We got a kid. You know I'm going back to school. That's what she said. Is this what it's about? Me going back to school? You acting out because you don't get no attention no more because now I'm doing me? It ain't about that. Okay, so why you didn't tell me about this? I don't know. I was what? Guilty? Guilty? You couldn't trust to tell me this. So she kicked his ass out. As she should. I would have tossed his ass up first. It would have been some furniture moving up in that house. It would have been some furniture moving up in that house. But I'm going to tell you also what I would have done. It would have been some furniture moving in that house. He would have had to leave the house. She was like, get up out of my house. Because, yeah, you pay the bills, but I manage this house. I manage this house. This is something we built together, and I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. You betrayed me. You disrespected me. You let this girl on. You had basically an emotional affair. You had an emotional affair with this woman. You did. You did everything but stick your tongue. Stick something in her. You did everything but stick something in her. Y'all had multiple intimate moments. You seen this girl barely naked. Well, you did see her naked. She was naked. You seen her naked in the lingerie, and then you seen her naked in the room. But anyways, she told you to go to the Four Seasons. Your ass wouldn't have went to the Four Seasons. Hell no. Hell no. You would have went to the Motel 6. They would have left the light on for your ass. Because this ain't no vacation, Derek. You ain't going to no luxury hotel where you can order room service and they leave a mint on your pillow and they got 500 thread count sheets. Hell no. You going to the Motel 6, the Super 8, or the Holiday Inn. That's where you going. Where it's no more than $65.99 a night. That's where you going. Hell no, you ain't about to live in luxury. I'm not about to reward you for your bad behavior. What? Hell no. No. And what else I would have done? I would have went down to that office again. And I would have talked to Patrick, because again, I would have called Patrick. Patrick, we need to go to lunch because I need to know what's all going on, because I know Patrick gonna tell me. I also gonna roll up on Lisa. You think I ain't gonna know where Lisa stay, baby? I'm rolling up on Lisa. I'm gonna know where she stay, her mama stay, her daddy stay. I'm gonna know all that, and I'm going around there. You think I'm not? I'm going over there. And me and Lisa need to talk. Me and Lisa need to talk. Because wife knows a lot of questions that you girlfriends don't know. Hoes don't know. I'm asking, where's birthmark at? What he do when he climax? Is he allergic to anything? Well, when was he around here? Do he have any articles of clothes? Y'all, baby. Honey, when did this start? Do you have any photos? Do you have any proof? See, I'm putting dates, timestamps, all that in my head. I'm not about to just let that ride. But I also love the fact how Derek still stayed committed to his vows and his wife. He was still paying a mortgage. He was still showing up for his son. And he was still trying to communicate with his wife. He didn't cower behind and be like, well, you kicked me out. And, you know, I just... He didn't do that. Then when his birthday came around, he asked his wife out on a date. Why wouldn't he? Who else you gonna spend it with? Them hoes? Y'all separated for 3 months. Not 9 days, not 9 weeks, not 3 weeks, not 14. 3 months. 3 months. And he never stopped being a husband. That's character. He know he fucked up. He had to go. She kicked him out. She's still unemployed, in school, and they got a sitter. Who you think paying for all that? Derek paying for all of that. She still got her car. He ain't trying to take the car back. And they do. So she accepted the birthday dates. They go out to eat. It's been 3 months, baby. I'm ready to come back home. I'm telling you, I know I messed up, but whatever you want. Like, I'm behind it 100%. I know I'm admitting my wrongdoings now. I know exactly what it was. The studies, like, you and Kyle, I'm ready to commit. I'm ready. Humble. She's like, all right, you know. This is what I've been wanting. I want my marriage. I want my husband. I want to make it work. Nobody gets into a marriage not wanting to make it work. She was like, okay. They kissed and made up. I want the Benz. He gave her the Benz. They're looking forward to going home. Meanwhile, Lisa shows up to the house. The babysitter says, I'm not supposed to let nobody in, but continue to let Lisa in, because she was like, oh, I'm pretty sure Sharon don't mind. So that's one thing. Babysitter is not innocent. She should have been fired. Nobody is not allowed to come into my house when me or my husband is not privy. Damn sure not about to touch my child. And when Lisa goops you by fake calling Sharon, you should have took the phone. And made sure. You should have texted me, called me. Lisa shouldn't have made that. You should have called, but you got scared because she was like, don't be mad at her. You ain't hear nothing in the background. As loud as I am, you would have heard something in the background. You should have called me immediately. And then you're not even looking. You should have been upstairs with them, seeing what's going on. When she said bye, you should have immediately went to go check on Kyle. Then, girl, you fired. You're fired, sis. Beyonce and Charles come home and they see that the baby ain't there. And baby, I would have been frazzled. They end up finding the baby in the backseat of the car. They go to the hospital to take the son to get checked out. And Beyonce like, look, what is she doing here? Y'all better do something or I will, because she was supposed to be with her sister. She made up a whole lie, wrote in many journal entries that they was fucking and they was doing this, and that Derek was gonna leave Sharon for her, and he was sending her flowers. He said, "Detective, you look smart. You know damn well I'm not doing any of that." And the detective was like, "But she believes it. She believes it." So Beyonce did what any wife would do. She called her and be like, "Bitch, I wish you would again." See, again, I would have pulled up Beyonce. I wouldn't have called Beyonce. I would have pulled up. I would have caught Lisa coming out the Whole Foods, and I would have drugged the hoe right in front of Sally, May, Parker, and Tom. I would have drugged that bitch right in front of the Whole Foods until security broke it up. And I would have gladly went to jail. I would have rolled up on sis. Because what she gonna do? Call the police? She cuckoo. What she gonna do? She can't call the police. She just took my child. I'm beating that bitch ass down to the fucking ground. She called Lisa. She leave a message. They get a security system. So again, you see at the end how Lisa keeps getting filled in because she calls Patrick. And she tell Patrick that her and Derek about to be together. And he's like, "That's not true because they about to go out of town this weekend. Derek leave tomorrow." Click. Patrick, you fired. You fired, Patrick. You almost fucked up our whole lifestyle, livelihood. My husband could have lost his job. We could have lost his house, lost everything. Because you keep telling this girl the tea. She ain't your friend, don't you see? She only asked you about Derek. You ain't peeping game, Patrick. So, Lisa go to the house when Beyonce leave to go get Kyle so they can go to the family reunion. She swing back round because she forgot to set the alarm. And she hear the bottle pop upstairs and know that Lisa is in her house. Not only is Lisa in her house, baby, sis got rose petals. She got champagne. She and Derek's college t-shirt laying all up in my bed. What? When Beyonce saw that, she said, "So you ain't get my message?" I'ma just call the cops and have them deal with you. And then Allie touched her. She was like, "Don't touch me." She touched her again, and baby, it was on like Donkey Kong. Derek started calling because he should have heard from his wife by now. Because again, why spouses know each other. It's like clockwork. Baby, I'm on my way home. Baby, I'm leaving work. Baby, I'm heading here. We keep tabs, and we know habits. We know so if something we calling because something ain't right. Something is moving me in my spirit, you know. What's going on? Lisa, pick up the phone. He know it's Lisa there. Like, what you doing in my house? Sharon, take the phone. Baby, I'm going to call you back because I'm about to handle it. Because I gave you a chance to handle it. I gave the detective a chance to handle it. Baby, now I'm about to handle it my way. See. That's another thing, too. It was all good until it was my reaction. I let this ride multiple times. Okay? I gave you opportunity to address it. I gave you an opportunity. We ain't even going to talk about it. You only focus on my response now. Because if you would have checked it, baby, we wouldn't be dealing with it. She wouldn't be here now. So let me check it. And I promise you, we ain't got to deal with this reoccurring issue no more. See, I feel as though if somebody, all you got to do is check it one good time. You just got to check it one good time. If they keep doing it, you didn't check it good enough. You didn't check it good enough. You should only have to tell one time. Anyways, the fight scene was the best thing, according to critics, of this whole movie, which it really was. That's what people really went for, was the fight scene with Beyonce and Ali. And fun fact, they really didn't shoot that fight scene in a house. They actually had the studio. They did it in a studio, and they just had replicas of the house built throughout the studio for safety reasons or whatever and whatnot. So they wasn't really in that house. They was shooting that in a studio, and it was choreography. That was the best thing that Beyonce got down, because fighting is basically like a dance. So it was a choreography, and she got that down packed. And it took them a week to shoot that fight scene. It took them a week to shoot that fight scene. Beyonce basically, you know, kicked her ass, baby. Didn't I tell you not to come to my house? Nobody touch my child. Now I'm about to wipe the floor with your skinny ass. Then they go up to the attic, and Ollie comes up out of nowhere trying to swing something at her, falls through the damn ceiling, because you remember Derek peeped that early in the movie, fall through the ceiling. Beyonce tried to help her because she's getting a change of heart, and then Allie tried to pull her down with her. So Beyonce, baby, like I told Big, I would have bit the shit out of Lisa's fingers. I'm pretty sure I would have bit them off. I would have bit so hard, she would have let go. She would have let go. And then a chandelier fell on her. Lisa died. Sharon, you know, go outside. Her husband there now. The detective there now. Why the detective out? They always come at the end, but I'm pretty sure now I get it. It's because of traffic. Now that I'm older, it's because of goddamn traffic. Okay? Can you imagine? Please. Please. And that was the end of the movie. So again, the only two people that's innocent was Beyonce and Kyle. Everybody else could get it. Patrick needs to be fired. The babysitter needs to be fired. Jerry is not your friend. Jerry is not your friend, and you need to take your wife on a much needed vacation. How did y'all like the movie? Huh? What were y'all thoughts? Do y'all believe that Derek was innocent all because they ain't had sex? Or are y'all with me and that he had an affair emotionally and stupidly? But that's it, or whatever. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna go back and rewatch that movie, but that's all I got. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I did not mean to keep y'all here for an hour. All right, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.